Good morning, DeWolf students. It's me, Mr. Cheney, with another brilliant tutorial. This one is the last piece or pieces that you need to complete the Elements of Photography video. And that's the main word today. It's video. We got to make this into a video. So the final pieces that we're doing are like animations, adding music, and actually getting it exported and attached and all that good stuff. So just to review the project that we've been going over, it has to do with the composition elements of photography. So we have our cover slide, we have the 10 slides for the composition principles. All photos must be original, so you took them at school or they came from your phone. And then visual overlays are added. So the 10 composition principles that we covered: rule of thirds, leading lines, framing, symmetry, patterns, depth, balance, cropping, viewpoint, and background. So before I show you how to turn it in, I want to show you the three things on how to finish this up. So the other day I showed you, I demoed for you how to add slide transitions, some custom animation stuff, and then a music track. So that's what this tutorial is for, is to actually show what I demoed already live. All right, so let's go to my Scotland presentation that I've been using as an example. So I'm just going to go over it really quickly to make sure I have all the elements that I need. So I've got slides 1 through 13. I've got a few more actually, which is fine. More is better. I've got my title slide with my name. I've got my table of contents, which shows all 10 elements. And then I'm just making sure I have all 10 slides with a picture and title. So rule of thirds, leading lines, balancing elements, symmetry, pattern, framing. Cropping is a little different than the rest because you're showing the original picture and then you're showing the cropped version of that picture. I've got depth, I've got background, I have viewpoint, and then I like to summarize at the end. I encourage you to do the same. You just get all the pictures and you put them, in order so you can see them all at the same time. You won't have this because it's not a trip necessarily. And then lastly, you're gonna have an end slide. So this is like any other story. There's a beginning, middle, end, and that shows throughout the slideshow. So now what I wanna do is I've put all my transitions and animations and stuff, so I could go to full size here and just make sure that's true. I've deliberately left a few so that I can show you how to do those things. So title slide, I'm gonna just use my arrow keys to go through the slideshow. This is the end slide. Let me go back to the beginning. All right, so that's the title slide. And I've got movement. This is good. Picture comes in, rule of thirds is moving, and so forth. So I'm gonna go through and make sure that's all true, which, like I said, it isn't, because I wanna show you a couple things. All right, so transitions. Transitions is the movement from one slide to the next. So for instance, if I were to go to this slide again, and I go to the next slide, it is the movement from this slide to the next. So everything that moves and this comes flying in from the right, that's a transition to the next slide. It's not just one object. All right, so how do I do that? You can see that I've got transitions in between most of the slides because of these symbols that are in between them. Those are transitions. My first and second slide do not. I did that on purpose so I can show you how. I'm going to hover in between, and these two buttons are going to pop up once you hover long enough. So add page is one of them. We don't want to do that. And then add transition. So I'm going to click add transition, and it's going to give me the different transitions that I can do. So I'm going to do flow on this one, and that's good. So now I've got that symbol in between all of them, so that's a good thing. And then now we're going to each slide and making sure each one of our titles has an animation. So you click the title, you go to animate. You actually have title specific animations, so anything with letters on it. So I like to use these for words. I've used typewriter. Typewriter is there, cool. And then for pictures, when you're doing your pictures, you'll click your picture and you've got these different animations that you can use. Now there is a custom one that I mentioned, which I'll show you how to do on my title slide here. So if I wanted to make this plane go around the screen as if it were flying, okay, I can click on the plane itself. I can do create an animation, this custom one. And I'm going to drag it around the slide like so. And so now it's got a custom path. So you could do that with an object if you would like. So this, it makes sense because it's a plane that I could do that. So now I've done a custom animation. So I'm reasonably sure that my show is ready to go. The very last piece I need to do, add music. So I'm going to go to Elements. I'm going to search for music. And I'm going to click, see, All Audio, so I can have a nice variety of music. And so I'm going to click on one to see if I like it. So I'll listen to it real briefly here. Let's say I like that, travel music, perfect title. So I'm going to drag this down to my slides. Okay, and it's underneath my slides now. I'm going to drag it to make sure that it covers the entire slideshow. So it's tucked in before slide 1. It goes all the way to slide 15, so I'm good to go. So just to test this thing, I can go to full size over here, and now I can see that my slideshow, the background as I move through the actual slideshow. So that's great. We're ready to turn this thing in. So now we've already turned in the link, and if you haven't, here's how you do it. You share, you make sure this says DeWolf Hi, you copy the link, and at the assignment, I'll show you on the student side here. Most of you already have this done, but here's how you can do it. So I've got my link. And now the last piece is we want the video itself. So how do we do the video? We actually go to download, and instead of PDF standard, we're going to go to MP4 video. And we want all the slides in the video. Quality, that's fine right there, MP4. You'll click download. Okay, and it's going to do its thing. Since I already did this, I'm going to stop this process, and I'm going to show you how to attach it from the downloads. So I'll go back to Google Classroom. I'm going to add a file in this case, and it's going to be in my download section. And there's my video right there. And now I have my two attachments. So I have the slideshow itself, I have the video, and you can see down here on the bottom of the requirements, it does say submission. It says Canva link and also turn in the finished video with the music track. Okay, so I've got both. So James is going to turn this in, and Teacher Cheney is going to be super happy. So that's it. Wanted to show you those things so that you could finish up the project. Due date is Tuesday, by the way, so that's tomorrow. And that's it for now. If you need any other help in class before that due date, let me know, and I will see you back in class.